Hello and welcome back to another video in the world of Monster Hunter. Today is all about the Greatsword build progression, and I must confess, despite picking up Greatsword finally in Monster Hunter 3, I sucked with it then and I still suck with it. So what you are about to watch is, as in background footage, is not the best play, so feel free to tell me how shit I am at it, but needless to say, these builds do work, and I do hope that they can help people progress in the most comfortable manner utilising Greatswords. Let's have a look at the very first Greatsword, and that would be the Jagras Greatsword, which is interesting. Now, simply due to the fact that it is pretty high in damage in terms of what is available, as well as the fact that eventually, if you can't progress with your Greatsword choices, an Elementless duel will work on this perfectly fine, and it does end up with 3 augments, which does mean you can bolster it in a few decent ways. I'd recommend going affinity, damage, and then health, just in case. Now, at any point, I'm going to be doing a relatively okay-ish transitions between the better side of the Greatswords, but at any point, if you have with an ignition impact, that is where you want to go. So as for an early game build that you can use with this, Kuligaku headpiece for the weakness exploit, Rathalos Mal Beta for weakness exploit +2, Diabolos Neolo Bracers Beta for the focus, Odogaron Coil Beta for the critical eye, and then Odogaron Greaves Alpha for quick sheath and critical eye. And you're going to want to work on a variety of different charms: handicraft, focus, exploiter, mighty. There's a fair few that you're going to want to utilize, simply because when you hit the late game, depending on what you have available to you, you can mix around all of these decorations and all of these charms depending on what you have. Don't have enough mighty jewels, that's fine, put the decoration on, and then use more tenderizer decorations if needed. Or if you don't have enough tenderizers, make an exploiter charm, and then you can put more mighty decorations in. There's about 1,000 different ways you can mix around the endgame build at the moment, but onto what is the next progression. So this would be after you've done your Elder Dragons. You are looking at Nogagante Helm Alpha, Rathalos Mal Beta, Kaizat Van Bracers Beta, Nogagante Coil Beta, and Nogagante Greaves Beta. Don't forget to put your 1 attack decoration in at this point. This will give you haste and recovery for a little bit of health regen, because we all know Greatsword is slow, so you're going to take a pounding. Attack boost level 4, maximum might level 3, exploit level 3, and again, like I said, the charms here are optional. I've only added in handicraft because we don't have Master's Touch, so trying to get that 60 points of blue is quite handy at this point. We're then going to transition straight in with the Great Wyverian or Wyvern Jaw Blade. This is going to be basically your next go-to Greatsword without Wyvern Ignition impact. It will require you to be getting a few of those arena coins, and the actual build itself is Nogagante Helm Alpha with an expert decoration, Kulve Turof's Ire Alpha with a expert decoration, Death Stench Grip Beta with 2 expert decorations, Empress Coil Beta with a tenderizer and an elementless. That is simply the choice for the waste due to trying to get those 2 level 2 decoration slots in, Dante's Leather Boots Alpha with an expert and an attack, and again the handicraft charm. It depends on if you want to go for, I don't know, maybe an attack charm 3, that would get a little bit more damage out of it, but at this point you are hopefully still working on your Challenger charms, mighty charms, exploiter charms, etc, etc, etc. Focus charm as well, because this is where it bolsters up a little bit, but not before I show just the difference that with an ignition impact can have. So essentially the exact same build here, but we have gone up a hell of a lot in damage. So the previous build had 390 EFR, literally using very similar build, but we don't even have 100% affinity on this. We are messing around with 85% affinity, but still we have 447 affinity, literally just basically changing out the weapon, obviously adding in a few augments, but that is how crazy this bloody weapon is. So then we move into the first almost Draken setup for this weapon. With an ignition impact with an attack and an expert, Draken Alpha helmet with an elementless and an expert, Damascus Mail Beta with expert and 2 attack, Draken Vambraces Alpha with 2 tenderizer, Draken Coil Alpha with a critical, and then Draken Greaves Alpha with a tenderizer, and then we're utilizing the Mighty Charm. Now this is pretty much still a set standard, simply because at the moment we have 487.87 effective raw. The current king of the greatsword meta has 493.5 effective raw, which gives you a grand total of about a 2% increase in damage. Yay, 2%. Obviously, if you're a speedrunner or you just want to look like you have the biggest, shiniest things going, then the meta sets are all for you. But if not, this build will still serve you well. There are a few ways you can change some of this around. I've seen people using pretty much full Draken and then using the focus charm, and they're just fitting the decorations they need in elsewhere, which is perfectly fine. It's a mix and matchable build that you can move around. Like I said, depending on how you want to play it, you can do what you want with it. And then this here is the brand new shiny meta, which, as you can see, 495 EFR, 100% affinity, blah de blah de blah. It works. It hits pretty darn hard, and it also has the added bonus of agitator, because agitator, why not? So, with an ignition impact with an attack and an expert decoration, affinity and health augment. You don't have to go health augment if you don't want. Adding in a damage is obviously going to put in your big numbers even bigger. Draken Alpha helmet with elemental attack, Draken Mail Alpha with a charger decoration, Draken Vambraces Alpha with 2 mighty decorations, no Gigantic Coil Gamma with a charger and an attack, Draken Alpha Greaves with a tenderizer, and then an exploiter charm. Now if you don't have those charger decorations, you can swap them for 2 tenderizers and then use a focus decoration. If you don't have the mighty, you can put those chargers there or tenderizers there and use the mighty charm. This is what I'm saying, that depending on how you want to go, how lucky you are with your decorations, you can swap out 2 tenderizers, 2 chargers and 2 mighty decorations for the exploiter charm, the mighty charm and the focus charm. And it doesn't really matter. It is literally just 2 skills or 2 points worth of 3 skills bonuses that you can just swap around in different places. So that is the current standing for Greatsword and the best in which I am able to progress. I do still on occasion play around with Greatsword, but at doing 9-minute clear times for a Valhazak, I don't really think I'm going to be doing one again anytime soon, just because, yeah, I'm really terrible with Greatsword. Anyway, that is me. I hope this has helped a few people out. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed my content, click the subscribe button. It really does help me out, and it's free. It doesn't cost you guys a thing. A like is always appreciated. A few comments, you know, get a conversation started. Critique is always helpful as well. I'm still learning the whole YouTube thing, but in the meantime, good luck, have fun, and don't die. It's bad for the health.